Small San Sau, lesson 2. So, in the form, the first move that we did, this one here, do it 3 times, left, right, left. When you're first learning, of course, just keep it going as long as you want. Okay, from here, it's going to be your next move. So, a little bit of different footwork now. Once you've done this step and then the step back, that's practically all your footwork for the form. So there's not that much to do with the feet. So we've done the swiveling. That's the main concept, to get this waist action moving. That's why we're swiveling. You wouldn't actually stand in the street and fight someone swiveling on your heels. You'd probably more likely be moving around. However, to understand the movement of the waist, that's why we swivel on the heels when we're doing these movements. The next set of foot movements that we do is to teach us about explosivity. So instead of, for instance, taking a step like that, or like a very composed step, as we would in the slow form, we literally keep the weight in that foot and just drop the weight straight into it with a little stomp. That little stomp sort of wakens up your own energy and starts subtly teaching about explosive movement rather than just, hitting things like this. We'll start really exploding out of our body. Okay, so we've finished here to our left. Left wrist is in the center, like that. We're going to swivel again as normal, back to the right. Just like in the form, your foot has to go straight forward, like in the slow form. So don't do this or something. So all you're going to do is, your weight's in your left leg, you leave the weight in the left leg. You don't transfer the weight, otherwise you won't get as much of a stomp into your left heel. So it's just this, just doing it slowly and softly. That's effectively all it is. You just turn everything to the front, twist your body, twist your hips. Same thing, using the center part of your body to twist your body, and just that. It's not a very long stance, so don't be throwing your foot out like this. It's just literally, I normally tell people, put your heel just past your rear toe, kind of thing. It's just a short stance. So you're there, the bum's tucked under always, like that. And as I've said, the weight is going through the front part of the heel in this case because it's not swiveling. Only when you swivel does the weight go onto the rear part of the heel. Like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to swivel back. So what we need to do from here is, like as if the foot was there, we need to swivel to the other side. But after you've taken that step, as you swivel to the left, you've got to pull your left foot back. So we get this, like that. Your feet, whenever they're back here like this, they're always parallel. So you must never do something like this. See, now this foot's still pointing to the front. You must swivel back in one motion. There's your stomp and swivel back. Another thing, when you swivel back, see where my left heel is here. When I swivel back, same line. So never bring your front leg back like that and bring it past your standing leg. You must only ever come back to where it started. So, there's your step. Just push off your left leg to bring your weight back, and at the same time, again, this center point of the body, twist it to your left so we get that kind of action. And again, feet parallel on the same line. The weight, like before, is totally centered in the right leg, the rear leg. Then you're going to just stomp forward exactly the same. Like that. Swivel again. Every time you twist to the front, when you take the step forward, twist your hips to the front. Sit back on the corner and twist to the front. So don't go like that. You've got to twist your body at the same time, because that's of course going to power whatever strike you might be doing for this with the step. So bang. So as I say, just get used to that. Just swiveling. Bang, swivel, bang, swivel, bang. So you get used to that kind of stepping motion. Once you get used to that, then you won't have to worry about concentrating on the stepping for the further parts of the form when you're putting in the strikes. So what we're going to do now is, from that movement there that we finished, left, right, left, exactly the same kind of movement as in the slow form when we learnt this posture, and we went like this. The only difference is you connect the arms this time. It's a different application. So you're actually going to hit the arms. But the structure, apart from this arm being lower, the structure of the movement is the same. Obviously the only difference in the body is that your weight is on the rear leg this time, and that both feet are swiveled. In the slow form we leave the left foot here because we're creating that stretch for the health side to supple your body up. Whereas now, of course, we're just trying to generate as much force and power to that point because that's where we're striking to, so of course the whole body and the feet will swivel. Okay, so we simply do this, like that. Totally centered again in the rear foot, thumbs tucked under, head same as the slow form, your head faces where your shoulders point. Your eyes though are looking to the front each time, so I'm looking out the left corner of my eye. Like that. You're hitting around about colon 10 where you're striking. Just the fat part of your forearm. Don't hit in the crease of your arm, that's too sensitive, and not down here on the lower part, just up here, the fat part of your forearm. And in the middle of the muscle, again, not on the bones, just straight down in the middle. You're just hitting with the sort of the bottom of the wrist area of that right hand. So your hands are going to make contact like that. See how I'm exposing this little bone again, because that bone, the opponent's arm is going to hit that bone, so effectively you're still attacking with that same bone like when we did the first block. So don't, for instance, put your hand this way, make sure your fingers are pointing straight up. So see, that bone of my thumb is actually flat on the forearm, exposing this edge because his punch is going to come in that way. This is a lower block, of course, dealing with like a rip shot coming up under there, coming up underneath your floating rib, that way. So you're coming across this way and bumping it with the back of your left hinge, like that. So the punch is coming in this way, bang, hitting it that way. But to stop any motion, because it's an upward punch, it could very well slide up your arm and hit you in the face. So simply put the other hand on the top. This not only protects you more, but it also damages his arm further, because again it's hitting on that little knobbly bone, like that. So same structure as before, keep the quire open, keep the hand rolled so you're not using the bone, roll it so the thumb's facing into your center, like that. We're now getting into the point where we're conditioning our own arms, so later on we start obviously working with a partner, but it's better to condition your own arms to some degree yourself first, because obviously you know what you can take, rather than having someone else slam you in the arm and then going home all black and blue. So when you're doing it, don't ever do this form like this. See, I just touched my arm, that's no good. You want from here, really slam your arm. Don't do it that hard when you first start, because you won't have conditioned yourself yet. If you do it that hard, you're not going to want to train anymore. Especially around colon 10, if you hit that hard and you're not used to it, it can make you feel very sick. It's not just like a bruise, it will make you feel sick. So just build it up. Just feel what you can take and do it so that it hurts, but it's not making you feel sick. So you've got to feel some pain. You've got to work through the pain, and so therefore it will condition it up and build it. But yeah, don't slam it and slam it and slam it, because that way you'll just damage the arm. It's too much too soon. If you do it gradually, your arms and whatever part you're conditioning will condition from the outside, from the inside out, rather than just conditioning the outside. We don't want to, for instance, build up big thick calluses on our hands and have all hard, disgusting hands. We want to still have soft hands, because we're not going to fight that often. So what we want to do here is build it up gradually, so you're building up from the inside out. So just do it to your own level. It's got to hurt, not too much. So with the footwork now, with that little stomping step, you're going to do again. This form, of course, is based upon the slow form, so it's all the same postures with obviously a slight variation because we're doing the martial. So we did in the slow form from here. We stepped forward and we did pung, like that. You're going to do exactly that posture, but with the different footwork. So we come from here, that's what we're going to do now. So if I do it slowly, I can't do it slowly with the step of course, so I'll just change the weight, doing it incorrectly, but so the only difference is you actually emphasise the fist in this application. The form, of course, it stays as the open palm. but here we're emphasizing the fist. 1. See how I've twisted the hips to the front, indicating I've used the body to bring that forward, and I haven't just used my arm muscles to bring the fist forward. The right hand, just like in the form, is slamming down, but there's a little intent on like a grab, like that. So I'm not just hitting like that, I'm grabbing, just slightly closing the fingers together, indicating you're actually grabbing on a wrist, like that in the application. The left fist is coming up, and bang. So it's only a fist just upon contact of the strike. You never hold a fist, because now it's stiff. The fist has to be like this, loose, like that. Because the fist is not going to make contact until it gets to this point. It's not actually like a straight fist. Of course, your fist has to be straight if you're doing a straight strike. But it's sideways, so the force never travels down the wrist, so therefore you can't damage your own wrist. So it's going to be loose, a yin hand, and then you pull your forearm back towards yourself, which flicks the fist forward, like that. And the fist lightly closes, thumb always on the top, just like any other Tai Chi fist, pointing into the top of the index finger. Just like that. Never clench the fist around like that. It causes tension, and it's not a structurally sound fist unless you have a big boxing glove on to protect it. So to protect your fist, hold it like that. It's also a looser, more natural fist. Bang. Like that. So you're doing it fast. You shouldn't really be able to see the fist, because it's only, and then it's gone again. Because it's a totally loose fist. Never clench your fist before you hit something. Okay, so we're there. You feel that, hear the sound. The fist this time, it doesn't come up through the dragon mouth like in the slow form, because of course I'm grabbing something. That's for the health side of things. We're just working purely upon martial here. So you're grabbing an arm, pulling the hand up through the middle, sliding up the inside of your forearm, coming forward, bang, there's your back fist. So, the finished structure, though, is exactly the same as the slow form. The foot might be placed slightly differently, of course, because you've dropped into it quickly, but more or less, hips on the front, bum tucked under, wrist in the center, yin, yang, it's all pretty much the same as what we did before. So, that's what we got there. Looseness of body here. Throw your arm out, throw it out like that, like it's going to continue this way, but then just as it makes contact, see how I'm just effectively pulling my forearm slightly back towards myself, so that then the fist will flick forward instead of it doing that. As I said, it's got to snap like a whip. Later on, the whole body starts working into this whole pulling back motion to snap the fist forward. But like I said in the slow form, just focus on just getting looseness and control in the arms before really working upon this, because it's too much too soon. Work on the hands. That's all we're going to get for now. Okay, from there, with the footwork that we just learnt, the swivel back, like that, sinking into the right leg, you're going to do the same block again as what we did before. So the right hinge is going to come across, and you're going to hit with your left arm. Oh, by the way, when you strike your arm, I'm not just doing that. So that's me just holding my arm there loose and hitting it. That hurts. Whereas if I do that, that was twice as hard, but it didn't hurt, because I attacked my wrist with my forearm. So the palms are tacking into each other. I'm not just leaving this limp and then hitting it by itself. And that goes with any time you actually get hit. You know, 9 times out of 10, if you get into a real fight, you're going to take a few shots. You can't get so good that no one can touch you. So if you're about to take a shot, you don't just stand there and take it. You actually brace yourself in a way that you're actually projecting energy outwards, and so it's kind of like you're actually attacking his fist with your belly as such. Of course, you can never, take a massive full-powered strike from a larger opponent, or any strikes to the neck or the head, but at least you can give yourself the best possible chance. Okay, so yeah, when you hit your arm, attack your palm with your forearm, like you're striking, and that will project energy out of your palm, and therefore it will protect your palm. So, from here, that's all your arms are going to do, but swivel at the same time. Like that, fingers pointing straight up, exactly the same movement as before. This time though, that's what we're going to do when we come forward. So we've got a slightly different motion. Same, still with a back fist, but slightly different. So the first one, bang, is that way. This time, we've got 2 strikes. Instead of grabbing the arm, we're going to do a double strike this time. So it's exactly the same footwork, same body twist, same body mechanic, everything. But your left palm is going to, see, as I step forward, bang. So it's actually, the left hand would actually hit as your foot's in the air kind of thing, because you've got to fit the 2 strikes in over the 1 step. And it's your back fist that will hit as your foot hits the ground, so therefore your left hand, see, it would kind of strike as your foot's still in the air. Okay, so what we're going to do is, just without the stepping, we're going to get this. Bang. 1, 2. Palm strike straight forward, that's very simple, just literally twist your body and slam it in. Bang. And now this one's ready to turn to your left. Bang, and there's your back fist. But don't leave your waist to the left like this, center it back in at the end. So we get bang. So looking at the body movement, we get 1, 2, center. So you never leave your waist. If I do a strike bang like that, I don't stay there, I go bang and center back always. Always centering the hips back in, because that would then power my next movement, you see, rather than being over here, now I'm going to come back from over here sort of thing. You want to snap it back off so you're recoiling into the next movement always. So even if you're not doing a follow-up movement, you recoil because it's good training. Okay, so that's what your hands are doing. Literally just like you're going bang, bang. 1 turn, 2 turns. But different weapons on the end. So you've got a palm strike. See, I'm twisted over to my right. I'm exaggerating these body movements at the moment. And now here comes the back fist, turning to my left. Bang, and then center back in, so the hips are on the front to finish. The back fist this time is not this way. The first back fist we did was parallel to the ground, like horizontal back fist, like that. This back fist is a vertical back fist, so your forearm is this way instead of this way. So we get 1, 2, center. Same principle of the wrist, looseness, and it's only closed just upon contact and then it's open again. This represents double pung from your Tai Chi form, which is the next movement in your slow form, of course, like that. So we get bang, like that, bang, bang. Make sure there's just as much power here in your left hand as there is in your right hand as in your left hand. Don't just focus here. You've got to strike down with that right hand. And then there's your backward movement, keeping the bum tucked under. Keeping your eyes on the front, because that's where the action's happening, although your head is here. I'm not kinking my neck. And then you've got the double strike. It's got to happen like this. So don't go, that's too big. I don't want 1, 2. They've got to happen almost together. It's just bang, bang. So they're almost hitting together, but the left hand just hits just before the right, indicating because the waist is powering the movement, you see. So bang. That's what we want to try to get. So the back fist is effectively giving a slight downward strike this time because it's angled like this. See the fist? It's actually going to hit down onto something. I'm not using my arm though to make a downward movement. The arm just does that, just flicks. The fist naturally flicks downward. So that's doing it a bit bigger. Obviously you start a bit bigger and get it closer and closer together, the 2 strikes. So you're aiming to get them almost simultaneous, like that, but don't try that in the beginning, of course. You're going to lose all the body movement if you try that when you're first starting out. So just make it as big as you can, but keep in mind the back fist, all you have to remember is the back fist has to land with the foot. So there's only a certain amount of gap you can give yourself because you've only got that much time. So the left hand's got to hit as you're in the air, and then the back fist obviously as you center in and land on your front foot. Okay, that's the end of lesson 2 for the small San Sau. Thank you.